Title: Muslin Jinn. Writer: Sohathabasum. Episode 4. Jansi woke up in the afternoon, finding herself lying on the floor. She had no memory of how she got there. She stood up, went to the bathroom, and washed her face. Suddenly, she started making gestures as if performing ablution. She completed the process and stepped out. Glancing at her watch, it was 1 p.m. Since Jansi's accident, she had stopped coming downstairs to eat with the family. Sunita prepared a plate with rice, lentils, roti, and pickles, and went upstairs to Jansi's room. As Sunita opened the door, the sight before her made her freeze. Her legs felt rooted to the ground, and the plate slipped from her hands, crashing onto the floor with a loud noise. Sunita rubbed her eyes in disbelief and looked again. Jansi was performing namaz, Islamic prayer. Enraged, Sunita stormed into the room, grabbed Jansi by the arm, and turned her to face her. A resounding slap landed on Jansi's cheek. "Aren't you ashamed? What are you doing?" Sunita shouted in anger. Jansi's eyes turned red as she held her burning cheek. "Tell me the truth, Jansi. Are you in love with some Muslim boy? Oh, Lord. What am I witnessing? Do you know how angry the goddess will be with us?" Sunita kept shouting while hitting Jansi. Suddenly, Jansi screamed in a deep, masculine voice, "Do you know who I am?" Sunita felt a chill run down her spine. She stood frozen, barely breathing. "Because of your daughter, my entire family burned to death. I have come to take revenge. I will make her suffer and then kill her." Jansi roared, her face red with fury. "Leave now. You have interrupted my worship. Do not disturb me again, or I will kill your daughter." Jansi's voice thundered through the room. Sunita, terrified, ran out. And as soon as she left, the door slammed shut behind her. Downstairs, she frantically called Shankar, asking him to come home immediately. By the time Shankar arrived, Sunita had already dismissed all the servants. He rushed inside, worried. "What happened, Sunita? Why did you call me so urgently?" he asked. With tears streaming down her face, Sunita narrated everything. After listening carefully, Shankar said, "This is serious. I know a priest. I'll bring him here. Make sure Jansi doesn't find out." Shankar left, while Sunita paced anxiously, praying in her heart. About half an hour later, Shankar returned with a pandit priest. The priest was shirtless, with a long red beard reaching his stomach. He wore a red dhoti, had a bag slung over one shoulder, and held a peacock feather broom in his other hand. A thick red mark stretched across his forehead. As Sunita greeted the priest with folded hands, his eyes gleamed with lust. He stared at Sunita's fair skin, her pink sari clinging to her body. If the mother is so beautiful, the daughter must be even more stunning. The priest thought wickedly. Forcing his voice into a deep tone, he asked, "Where is the girl who is possessed by the evil spirit?" "She's upstairs," Shankar replied, leading the way. When they entered Jansi's room, she was sitting on the bed, dressed in shalwar kameez, her dupatta wrapped like a headscarf. Shankar clenched his fists in anger but remained silent. The priest smirked as he watched Jansi, licking his lips in anticipation. He was convinced this was all an act. "You two, leave the room. I have learned that this evil spirit will not leave easily. I must beat it out of her. No matter what noises you hear, do not enter, or the spirit will harm you," the priest instructed. Both Shankar and Sunita nodded, folding their hands in respect, and stepped out. As soon as they left, the priest locked the door from inside and turned toward Jansi with sinister intent. "I know you're just pretending, but I won't tell anyone. Just submit to me, and I'll keep your secret," the priest leered at her. Jansi continued to smile. Placing his bag on the floor, the priest began untying his dhoti. But before he could lower it completely, a powerful kick landed on his chest, sending him crashing into the wall. "You think this is all an act? Let me show you what acting really is." Jansi's voice boomed. She rained down a flurry of slaps and punches on him. The priest screamed, begging for mercy. "Forgive me. I am not a real priest. Let me go. He wailed, grabbing his half-loosened dhoti and scrambling toward the door. Unlocking it, he bolted out, half-dressed. Shankar and Sunita saw the priest fleeing in disgrace and immediately understood everything. Rushing to Jhansi's side, they found her fuming. That priest came here to dishonor your daughter. If you care about her honor, never call another fake priest again. Jhansi growled. Who are you and why are you after my daughter? Shankar demanded. Because of your daughter, my entire tribe perished in flames. I have come for revenge and I won't leave until I kill her. Jhansi declared, her voice trembling with emotion. Please, let my daughter go. Forgive her. Sunita sobbed, folding her hands in plea. At that moment, Jhansi collapsed, unconscious. Shankar turned to Sunita. We must take her to the temple. The head priest will cure her. Fine, put her in the car, Sunita agreed. Shankar carried Jhansi to the car and they set off for the temple. It wasn't far, and just before they arrived, Jhansi regained consciousness but said nothing. She remained silent. As they reached the temple steps, Jhansi stopped. Jhansi, just bow to the goddess once and everything will be fine, Sunita urged. Jhansi's face was pale with fear. She trembled, sweating profusely. No. I cannot enter the temple. I am a Muslim. How can I bow before an idol? Shankar and Sunita had already entered, while Jhansi stood frozen at the entrance. Come, Jhansi, Sunita called. No. I will not step inside. Jhansi suddenly shouted. These stone idols that you made with your own hands are not worthy of worship. Only Allah deserves worship. This world belongs to Allah. His rule is supreme over all creation. How can I bow to a lifeless idol? The entire universe belongs to Allah. If you do not believe in Him, then leave this world. Go beyond the east and west. These idols should be destroyed. Jhansi thundered outside the temple. Shankar and Sunita stood in shock. Hearing her voice, the temple's Maharaj, head priest Shiva, stormed outside, his face red with rage. What nonsense is this, girl? He roared. I am only speaking the truth. Smash these idols and believe in Allah, and your life will be saved in both worlds. Jhansi declared. Blasphemy. Maharaj Shiva's voice echoed, making Shankar and Sunita tremble. Sunita ran to Jhansi, forcefully dragging her to the car. This girl has insulted the goddess and dishonored our Hindu faith. She has converted to another religion and is here to spread her blasphemy. Maharaj Shiva raged. Shankar fell at his feet. Forgive her, Maharaj. My daughter is naive. She doesn't understand what she is saying. Maharaj Shiva ignored him and stormed back inside the temple. Shankar rushed to the car, driving them home. Once inside, he slapped Jhansi hard across the face. Sunita wept on the sofa, while Jhansi stormed off to her room. That evening, in the temple, Maharaj Shiva gathered all the priests. Shankar's daughter has dishonored our faith and insulted the goddess. Because of her, the goddess is angry. To appease the goddess, she must be sacrificed. Kill the girl. Maharaj Shiva declared. All the priests nodded in agreement, to be continued.